A good productivity system shouldn't just survive a bad day, it should be built for one. Here's the thing most people get wrong. They build their whole routine around the best version of themselves, the focused, well-rested, motivated version. And then Tuesday hits. I know that Tuesday. I've had the one where the alarm goes off and the to-do list that felt totally manageable yesterday looks like a joke. Where by 9 a.m. you've already decided the day is a write-off. So you blame yourself. You tell yourself you just need more discipline, more willpower, more of whatever the last productivity video told you to have more of. And that loop, that constant sense that you're the problem, is exhausting. It follows you. But here's what nobody tells you. The problem isn't you. It's the system. It was never designed for bad days. It was designed for the version of you that doesn't need it. What we're building today is different. It's a 7-step framework built on 2 ideas, something called the B=MAP model, which shows you exactly why your system breaks down when energy is low, and a concept called friction engineering, which shows you how to redesign it so it doesn't. Together, they don't just help you survive a bad day, they make your system work because of it. Here's your roadmap. We're going to diagnose why your current system breaks, define your floor, strip out the friction, offload your mental load, and build in a recovery plan for when things go sideways. 7 steps. If this sounds like what you needed to hear, hit like before we dive in. It takes 1 second and helps this reach people who need it. Let's go. Step 1. Run a B=MAP audit. Let's start with why your current system is probably set up to fail you. Step 1 is running a B=MAP audit. And before you panic, this is not a math exam. B=MAP just means that any behavior needs 3 things to happen at the same time: motivation, ability, and a prompt. All 3 simultaneously. If one is missing, the behavior doesn't happen. Here's why this hits differently on a low-energy day. Your motivation drops. Obvious. But what most people miss is that your ability drops too. The task that felt manageable yesterday now feels like a different language. Take something like write the report. On a normal day, you have the focus, the drive, the mental bandwidth. On a bad day, even opening the doc feels like too many steps. The system didn't change, you did. And because the system was built assuming full capacity, it stops working. Not because you failed, but because it was never designed for this version of you. The fix isn't more discipline. It's adjusting for lower ability. Make the tasks easier, not louder. Step 2. Build your minimum viable day. Once you know which lever is broken, usually ability, you can calibrate accordingly. That's what Step 2 is about, building your minimum viable day. This is the smallest version of your routine that still counts as a win. And yes, it can be embarrassingly small. That's the point. There's a concept from the writer Nassim Taleb called anti-fragility. The idea that the strongest systems aren't the ones that resist stress, they're the ones that are built to function under it. Most routines are the opposite of that. They're fragile. One bad night of sleep and the whole structure collapses. Your minimum viable day is your anti-fragile floor. 2 or 3 non-negotiables, maybe it's drink water, open the laptop, send 1 email, that keep you in the game no matter what. You're not trying to have a great day, you're trying to not hit 0. So now you have your floor, your minimum viable day. The next problem is getting to it, because even a small task can feel impossible if there are 10 micro decisions standing between you and starting. Step 3. Engineer your environment the night before. Every decision you make drains mental energy. Scientists call it decision fatigue, and it's worse than it sounds. By the time you've figured out where to start, what to prioritize, and which tab to open first, you've already spent resources you didn't have. What should I work on first? Should not be the question that breaks you at 8 a.m. When you preset your environment the night before, lay out your work, close open loops, write down your top 3 tasks, you wake up with 0 decisions standing between you and starting. Future, you will be grateful, and honestly, a little smug. Step 4. Use the 2-minute entry point. Here's the other thing your brain is doing to you. It's not evaluating the task, it's evaluating the start of the task and treating them like the same thing. Write the report feels like summiting Everest, but open the document is just a door. Scale every task down to a version that takes 2 minutes or less to begin. You're not committing to the whole thing, just the entry point. Once you cross that threshold, momentum takes over. Newton's first law applies here. Objects in motion stay in motion. That's not motivational fluff. That's just physics. You've cleared the path. Now the challenge shifts from your environment to what's happening inside your head. Step 5. Offload your mental RAM. Here's something worth understanding about your brain. It's genuinely bad at storage. It's built for processing, thinking, solving, creating. But remembering? Terrible. It will forget the important email you need to send by noon and somehow never forget the embarrassing thing you said at a work dinner in 2014. That's just how it works. Every unfinished task, every unmade decision, everything you're holding in your head is running in the background, consuming focus you could be using for actual work. Researchers call this the cognitive load problem, and on a low-energy day, you're already at capacity before you've opened a single tab. The fix is one trusted capture system, not 5 apps, not sticky notes across 3 surfaces, not, I'll just remember it. One place where everything goes. When something is captured externally, your brain stops white-knuckling the to-do list. The background noise quiets. You can actually think. Simple beats sophisticated. A notes app, a notebook, a single running list, doesn't matter. What matters is that you use it consistently and trust it completely. Step 6. Add friction to the wrong behaviors. So far, we've been removing friction from things you want to do, but friction engineering works both ways. You can also make the things that pull you off track harder to reach. Phone in another room, social media behind extra steps, notifications off by default. If it takes 4 taps to open a distraction app, you might just not open it. Not because you've suddenly found more discipline, because the path of least resistance now points somewhere useful. Your environment is never neutral. It's either pulling you toward your work or away from it. The question is whether the nudges are working for you or against you. Willpower runs out. A well-designed environment doesn't. Step 7. The slip don't skip rule. Every system breaks eventually. You'll miss a morning. You'll have a week where the whole thing falls apart. That's not failure. That's Tuesday. The difference between systems that hold and systems that collapse isn't that one group never slips. It's what they do after. Missing one day is a slip. Missing 2 starts a pattern. Most people treat one missed day like they've burned the whole operation down. Guilt spiral, scrapped routine, back to 0. That's the most expensive response possible. Instead, pre-decide your recovery. Before the bad day happens, script the if-then. If I miss my morning block, then I do 20 minutes at lunch. If I skip the routine entirely, then I do just the first 2 steps tomorrow. No guilt, no dramatic reset. Just a contingency that was already waiting. This is what makes a system anti-fragile. Not that it never breaks, but that breaking is already accounted for. The goal isn't a perfect streak, it's the fastest possible return to baseline. Think of it less like a streak you're protecting and more like a floor you keep coming back to. The floor doesn't disappear just because you stepped off it. So here's what this system actually is. It's not more things on your plate, it's the removal of what's in the way. The B=MAP model tells you why low-energy days break your routine, and exactly what to adjust. The minimum viable day gives you a floor that holds. Friction engineering clears the path to your good behaviors and blocks the ones that drain you. And the slip-don't-skip rule means a bad day stays a bad day, instead of becoming a bad week. Pick one step from this list, just one, and apply it before tomorrow. Not all 7, 1. That's how this starts. Now, here's something worth knowing. Most bad days don't begin at 9 a.m. They begin the moment your alarm goes off. If you want to fix the upstream problem, I put together a video on 7 sleep shortcuts to wake up focused and actually ready to work. That's the piece that makes everything we covered today easier. It's linked right here, and if this kind of systems thinking is useful to you, subscribe because this is what the channel is built around. If the video gave you even one thing worth keeping, a like helps more people find it. That's genuinely how it works on YouTube. The shift isn't about doing more. It's about building something that works when you're not at your best, because that's when it actually counts.